real fishing, and got a little bit of a dilemma today. I'm equal parts anxious and nervous. It's the end of the season here in New Jersey. Air temperatures are dipping. Right now, this is November the 10th. Air temps are in the low 50s. At night, it's going into the mid to low 30s. So I typically fish until the lake's ice over, but even so, it slows down a lot this time of year. So I know I might only have a couple outings left, and I decided today to go to some place I've never been to, which in itself is not bad, right? If you know that other people go there and it's a known lake, but this is a big question mark. I found this place. I've been here twice. I've never seen anybody on it. 20 acres. That's it. And that's kind of my MO. You know, I fish out of a small craft. I like to fish out of a small craft. I take my canoe everywhere, and I like getting on these smaller bodies of water. But a lot of the other places I fish, I do a little homework and I could find, usually on forums, local forums, I could find people that, I'm sorry, you're about to get some glare here. I'm probably going to be a shadow, but yeah, so I go on forums and I, like I think anybody, you do some research onto the places you're going to fish. Well, this place I can't find a single word written on. So I'm a little curious. The dreamer in me says that there might be huge fish in here. Hell, it could be a state record in here, right? I mean, this place is undisturbed. The flip side is maybe I don't hear anything about it because there's nothing to talk about. It's a dead lake. People are going to find bodies of water. So that's where I stand, guys. Looks like a nice place, though. We have a nice mix of, I could see the weeds below me. It looks like there's some nice transitions, some drop-offs. I see a lot of sunken timber. Both standing timber and then logs, that fell from shore. So there's, it's picture perfect. But like many of you, I fished a lot of places that look the part, and it doesn't always mean that you're going to do well. So we'll see what happens. Let me show you what I'm going to be using today to start off with. Okay, I like to go, or my philosophy anyway this year, I'm always hearing about go big baits in the fall time for the big bite. So I've been pushing that mantra pretty hard. I have a D&M bladed swim jig here, kind of a ChatterBait type deal. This is in the bluegill. These are really nice baits. I have one of those new Fluke trailers on it, kind of in a similar color there. It's a big bait, a lot of presence, a lot of vibration, obviously. When I get to the sunken timber, I'm going to be throwing my Kitech, little tungsten Kitech jig. These are a little bit more compact, but I really like them. And I got a little V&M trailer on here. These are nice, these float real well. So we'll see how that works out. I always have my Kitech at the ready. It's either the 4.8 or the 5.8. I'm going to start off with the 4.8. Might go to the bigger one, we'll see. My favorite color, bluegill flash. And then I'll flip it up a little bit, and I will throw something smaller. I got Ike's blueback herring. Color. I like these Ike's colors. They're very natural, very subdued colors. This one's kind of got that vanilla cream side to it. Very subtle rattle in there, and we'll see if maybe a little something smaller, brighter, and with a little bit of noise isn't what they're looking for. So that's my plan to start off, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got a nice looking tree here. Let's see if anybody's home. Fish on! Fish on! Got on the full. Look at that, first fish is a nice fish. Look at that, guys. Look at that. And that's the way to start off a new lake. Let me show you what I got here. Come to some little place, you don't even know if there's fish in it. Get a nice looking fish like that. He's skinny, for sure, but man. I guess that answers the question, is there any fish in here? Nice looking bass, great coloration. So now the next step is for me to, as I fish more and learn about this lake, is to keep an eye on these fish. So I got this first guy coming out, he's got good length. It tells me he got a few years on him. His head is pretty large, his mouth is very large, but his body is very thin. So keep an eye on these fish, see what their average size is in terms of belly and stuff like that. And that was on the Kitech. I casted it to the tree and I was just letting it fall like a Senko because that thing swims so nice on the way down. That's usually my deal. Cast it towards cover, just let it fall, don't touch it. Semi-slack line and get a lot of hits that way. And then if nothing, then the slow retrieve or a little jig or whatever. There we go. Looking at not a huge fish. Looking at 2.6, 2.5. 2.5. But hey, I'm happy, man. I know there's fish in here. Man, I can't wait to get some eyes. And by eyes, I mean electronics. I'm dying to know how deep some of these little places are that I fish. I have no idea. Once it gets too deep for my eyes, I don't know. Is it 15 feet? Is it 30 feet? Maybe there's a spot in the middle. Does it go down to 50? Who knows? Fish on. Ooh. Another fish. Look at those colors, man. They almost look like spotted bass. Oh, there he goes. He ain't got ready yet. Well, I guess it's conclusive now. There are fish in here. Got 2 fish off one tree in about 10 minutes. Man, what a feeling. I love it. Come to a place, you don't even know if there's fish in it. You get some decent bites too. They're not big fish, but they're not dinks. Alright, so fish number 1 is the Kitech. Fish number 2 is this Rapala DT4 in that cool color, that Ike's blueback herring. These really natural colors. I'm a fan of kind of a fan of more subdued natural colors in general. And you can see one of the cool things about this lure here, maybe on the hat cam, it's got that rear kind of long stinger hook. And that one definitely got him, because I think that's what got him, and this just kind of got hung up as he probably changed directions. Yeah. So there you go, guys. A little DT4. Nice lure. And nice little fish. Again with that nice coloration, that lateral line, spotted, you know, pretty nice looking. This is a little guy, probably just under 2 pounds. Tell you what, guys, I said it before, I'll say it again, man. This BB1 can cast. And that braking system they got, it's like I don't even think about a backlash. It's not even, it really does a good job, but not at the expense of the distance. Not at the expense of distance at all. It's like you could just hoist it out there and barely have to thumb it. I know guys say that a lot, you know, read reviews on Tackle Warehouse, whatever, guys barely have to thumb it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have a Chronarch. I got a decent number of backlashes on my Chronarch. I feel like, you know, 1 pin, I really got to pay attention, but 2 cuts down on my distance. It's kind of like why I have a lot of Daiwa reels. I like them because I could dial in that mag force just where I want it. I'm not limited to, you know, a pin here, a pin there. I can, you know, go into the little steps. You know, Daiwas have like 20 steps of adjustment versus 6 pins. So this one's just 6 pins, but you have this outward dial here, which is 10 steps, but there's little half steps, so it's actually 20 clicks. And I got this thing set on 3. Take it down a little bit, try 2.5, and it just goes, man. I mean, yeah, it just goes. Well, everybody, as you can see, just from the way I'm dressed, it got cold. The wind kicked up, and not only the wind itself kicking up, which can go through you this time of year in November, but the temperature itself dropped independent of the wind. It just really plummeted. So I'm glad I brought all my like full-on winter stuff here, bundled up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What a transition, though. In the morning I was sweating a little bit. I was about to take my hoodie off, and now yeah, I could even use another layer. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna see if this cold does anything. Got the first 2 fish off that tree. That's probably about an hour ago, and now I'm just I haven't really moved that far. I worked that tree really hard, and I'm just gonna move slowly up the coastline and just work it super thoroughly. And then I turn around every once in a while, fan cast the open water, give it about 3 or 4 sets of fan casting with the lipless crank and a medium diving crank, and that's it. That whole process takes me probably close to an hour to get all those casts in, both shallow and deep, and then I move along. So right now I got the D&M Piranha swim jig on. This is in the bluegill, and I got a really big trailer on there, so hoping to find that really big fish that's looking for a, you know, huge meal before winter. That's the goal for today. That's the goal before the end of the year, is ideally to catch 1 really big fish. But you know, we'll take whatever we can get. Big fish is always the ideal, but even if it's a little 1 or 2 pounder, that's good too.
Oh, fish on. Fish on.
Fish on, look at that, just open water casting. This is on the ChatterBait. just switch to the shad color. Let's see what we got here. Look at decent fish. That's a nice fish right there, boy. Look at him coming up. Another nice fish. Another nice fish. Look at that one. There we go. There we go, guys. It's a solid fish. That one might make 3. It's on that ChatterBait. You know, I just switched to that shad color. I was rocking the bluegill, that D&M that I started the day with. You can see that shad color. That's a ChatterBait brand, the, what do I want to say, Z-Man. And I got one of their little paddlers with the same shad color on there. Because these clouds really kicked in. And I thought that bluegill might have been a little subdued to see. So just put him on maybe 5 minutes ago. And who knows, might have got him on the other color, but that's a solid fish right there. Right out in the middle, right out in open water. I've been casting out in the open water with the chatterbaits and other things, just fan casting, seeing if I can cross paths. And I've noticed there's weeds all the way out in the middle. I don't think it's more than 10 feet deep. And then we get this guy here. So that's good. It's real good. Fish on, look at this fish. Look at this fish. Woo! Black dog baits, shell cracker coming through. This is a nice looking fish right here, boys. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. He hit like a truck. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there he goes. Watch that drag. Come on, baby. Let's get you in here. Boys and girls, I'd call that a bass. You know, I just picked up this black dog bait shell cracker. I was looking to get into these bigger swim baits, hear these stories of using these things slow in the colder months. Look at that fish. Look at that fish. It's about 40-something degrees out right now. I mean, this is not a tiny lure, and this is a big, big fish. Boys and girls, look at that fish. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?